You ready, Zach? Let's go. What's up, everybody? Flip the World Army, where you at? Let's get cracking. Let's get going. Beautiful, beautiful day. Got a good pump. Hit the gym today. I don't know why I'm showing you my arms. We did legs. What a freaking day. Let's get crack-a-lacking. Got a lot to go over, a lot to talk about. Let me send over a little something to somebody real quick. Get some people in here hanging out. Man, there's been a lot going on in the world, right? A lot going on in the freaking world. Spacey. There she is. Stacy in the stream. Alicia, Leslie, Linda, Tracy, Stacy. What's going on, everybody? Well, I guess the first thing, I'm going to probably have to mention this. I'm going to have to mention right off the bat because it was brought to my attention about 10 minutes ago. And I'll probably remind this during the show. We've finally reached the level of success on Instagram that requires people copying your account and then messaging people asking for money. So if you follow Flip the World TX on Instagram, please go to Flip the World TX and report them for impersonating this, because no one, and I mean absolutely no one, could nor should impersonate this. Trust me, my friend, whoever you are, probably someone in India, you don't want my life. So if you guys could help me out and go and report them and block them, that would be great. As always, we're only going to ask for money on Whatnot. Well, I'm only going to ask you for money on Whatnot. Stacy will ask you for money anywhere at any time. She is like my little homeless lady that just walks around asking people for money. Yeah. I've seen it happen to a lot of people. I never thought it would happen. I never thought it would happen to me, but it sure did. So that's the real Stacy in the chat. She created the fake Flip the World account to ask people for money. But no, seriously, Flip the World .tx or .tx. Go report them. It is not us. We'll only ask for money on Whatnot. Nowhere else. So pretty annoying. The asses. How could they? How could they? Sorry, I'm having to. There we go. I'm trying to get a guest today. Well, I'm poor, so last Tuesday I literally only read one of the IG topics, and then we were just on it. We were just rocking and rolling last week, guys. Honestly, I don't even remember what we were talking about. Again, if you're tuning in, this is kind of like my weekly therapy dump. This is where I get a lot of stuff off of my brain. And I actually have a lot of stuff I wanted to bring up today, but I wanted to talk about it with a guest. But if they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. You know, that's kind of how it goes, right? I mean, that's how men operate anyway. So I wanted to do the IG posts right off the bat. So men's clothing to keep an eye out for. Honestly, when it comes to men's clothing, we stuck to jeans. Which was pretty simple. Levi's, Carhartt, certain type of Wranglers. Usually the Wrangler carpenter pants sell well. Dickies, 511, things like that were our good movers. Ariat, anything flame resistant usually works very well. As far as like uppers or tops, we look for like Alan Fuser, Robert Graham, anything like that. KWS, what's going on? Totally Thrifty, how you doing? I don't want to miss out on anybody. We're all Flip the World Army. Let me see who else we got here. Simply Shenanigans, what's going on? So men's clothing, honestly, the brands I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, because when it came to selling on eBay, anything with a 80% or higher sell-through rate, we would get, and then we would just do it. And see what's going on. Level up. How you guys doing? William Murray equals a bolo. There we go. Yeah, Harley stuff, obviously. Anything single stitch. But on Whatnot, it doesn't matter. So, and I know a lot of people are like, what? I say this a lot, and people get confused because we're all used to selling on other platforms where sold comps matter and sell through rate and everything like that. But literally, you're just going to have to base it off of your crowd, your customers, your stream, your folks in there. I'm working on a whole set. I actually have a list of Whatnot content that I'm going to start putting out. I just got approved to do some content with Whatnot. They're going to actually be paying me to do some. So I have some stuff that I'm going to be working on, but I am going to start making some more Whatnot content. I'm pretty sure it's going to be in short form, but the thing that they want me to do is actually going to be longer form. So only difference that means is that camera is going to be hamburger style, not hot dog style, but it's still going to be me. I was made clear that I get to be me, even though I'm being paid to represent someone. Farmhouse, that's going. Yeah, men's clothing. We stuck with jeans on eBay. Our main thing was jeans because it's something you can sell year round. Obviously, if you pick up Levi's shorts, cargo pants, cargo shorts usually sell pretty well. American Eagle cargo shorts, Abercrombie cargo shorts, Levi's cargo shorts. We usually would stay away from Wrangler cargo shorts unless they were camo or ripstop. And if you don't know what the ripstop are, it's kind of like the tactical shorts. They have the little squares all over them. If you look closely, you can see those all over them. I don't know why I did that. It's like I was doing it for sign language people that are watching the show. That made no absolute sense. I'm just throwing up weird deaf people gang signs. I apologize. But ripstop stuff usually sells pretty well. It appears to be a secret as to where everyone is getting the higher end pallets from. Any ideas? So a lot of people are reaching out to wholesalers. There's actually a lot of wholesale companies in the United States. The problem is you don't know which ones are the good ones. So it's a lot of trial and error. When we were on eBay doing wholesale, we actually went and visited a bunch of different wholesalers here in Houston and saw what the products they were selling looked like. We did a few test buys with companies, didn't like what we received, and then just kept having to go that route. It's pretty excruciating to get into that because it's going to take you a lot of buying bad stuff until you find somebody that's going to work. So if you're seeing people that are scoring the high end like pallets right now, they've put in the legwork of buying a bunch of crappy pallets to get where they are. So that's what I would say on that, but it does take a while to find like a wholesaler. Also, I know people that have had wholesalers that are losing their wholesale suppliers. Right now, as we go into Q4, there's actually more inventory out there than most people think. But where we got started was I literally just went to Google and I typed in Gene Wholesaler Houston. And then whatever came up, I just started making cold calls, just like a telemarketer. Hi, I don't tell them I'm a reseller. You're just like, I'm looking to buy wholesale men's jeans. I'm looking for these brands. Is this something you sell? Yes. Do you have a minimum? Minimum $1,000 purchase, a minimum, blah, blah, blah. And then kind of build up from there. Hi, we're looking for brand new shoes. These are the brands we're looking for. Is that something you sell? Yes, but you have to buy 6 pallets. Okay, well, how much are the pallets? Blah, blah, blah. And just kind of break it down from there. But we did that on Google, and then we did it on Facebook and on the marketplace. We just searched wholesale in our area and just started making those cold calls. 2 Instagram accounts you reported. Yes, thank you so much. Guys, if you're just tuning in, somebody has created a fake fliptheworld.tx Instagram account, and they're asking people for money. Please just go report them and block them. It's not me. It's probably one of my kids. They're trying to, do their own little hustle, but it's not me. So go ahead and report and block them. I apologize. I'm starting off with the Instagram topics because I left them out last week and I felt bad because I really do like you guys giving me topics. Cash cars versus payments. Oh, I would definitely, if you can, get a cash car. If you can buy a car and not have a car payment, definitely do that. That's the way to go. 100%. Even if you could put a huge chunk down so you can just have a smaller monthly payment, but car payments are the worst. And they're only getting higher, guys. Interest rates are going through the roof on everything. If you don't own a home right now and you're renting, I would stay renting. Because you're not going to be able, if you're trying to buy a home, this is a horrible time to buy a home. The interest is so freaking high right now. All you could do is get into the home you want and then hope that the interest rates crash again and then refinance immediately. But I think they're like 7-8%. It's ridiculous. Top 5 pet peeves. Oh my God. I don't think we have enough time in this show. I hate my number one pet peeve right off the top of my head, because I immediately got mad when I started thinking about it, is people that talk on their cell phones, on speakerphone in public. I hate it. I hate it. I want to grab your phone and I want to throw it somewhere just so you'll get away from me. I hate people that talk on speakerphone in public. I absolutely hate it. It drives me nuts. I also hate clutter. I don't judge the background. This is all very organized, meticulously organized. I'm very OCD about the way things are, order and stuff like that. Like, but I don't think I have 5. Those are pretty much 2. I hate clutter, and I absolutely hate people that are on speakerphone or FaceTime. Yes, it's all horrible. And you know what? It always happens to us after our live shows. I need to start leaving my phone on and just recording what happens after we end the stream. Because usually what happens is we pack everything up, we get our carts, and we go to wait in line, and we're always stuck behind somebody that is on speakerphone. And I have to stand next to them for like 15 minutes. And I just keep looking at Stacy like, can I hit them? Can I hit them? Please, God, let me hit them. Yeah, people don't use turn signals and don't do at least the speed limit. You will literally get run off the road if you don't do that here in Houston. Like if you're not driving at least 5 over the speed limit here, we will run you off the road. I listened to a whole conversation the other day while I was in Goodwill. Yeah. So what I'll do is if like I've reached my pinnacle of being able to put up with somebody that's on speakerphone, I will, since you are on speakerphone, I feel like, and this is my personal opinion, you are involving me in your life. Therefore, I'm now involved in this conversation and I should be able to make comments and or converse with. I mean, it's no different than us being in like at a party or at a restaurant and we're sitting at the same table. You've involved me in whatever is you're talking about. I can hear it. I can hear what you're saying. So I'll just casually just be like, yeah, man, fuck that dude. I'll just like throw my 2 cents in on what they're talking about. Yeah, you could do better. I wouldn't make it. I'd make him pay, because it's usually someone arguing that, I just throw my own 2 cents in, and then they'll look at you crazy and be like, you don't want me to be part of it? There's a button. You just hold it up to your ear. So those are my pet peeves. I would love to hear more details about how you print on demand. So we use Printful. So if you guys don't know, all of our merch are hats, our Toy Story hats that are embroidered, which you can get on our Etsy store, and our Flip the World merch is all print on demand, and it comes directly from Printful. Oh yeah. Don't get me started on that. Okay, so I do have a third pet peeve. I'll get to the print on demand in a second. My third pet peeve, Stacy just reminded me. And I learned that I'm not good at it. I'm not good at handling it, because it doesn't happen a lot here in Texas. Because for the most part, Southern hospitality, we all kind of, if someone opens the door for you, you thank them. You just say thank you or thanks. But when we were in Florida, we would hold the door open and they would just walk. No one ever said thank you. And so then it's like the first time I let it pass. The second time I like looked at Stacy like, is this just how these assholes are? Like, I know that Florida's like the New York of the South, but it's just like, Are these people just naturally cunts? And then the third time it happened, I couldn't even do anything because Stacy just goes, "You're welcome." Bam. And I was like, that a girl. That a girl. So yeah, I don't like that. I've seen videos where dudes like open the door for a chick and she walks in, doesn't say thank you, and they like grab her and pull her back outside and shut the door. Um, we were in Orlando. We were in Orlando. And I know that might just be because it's touristy, but I know that Florida is the legit New York of the South. Um, but yeah, yeah. Stacy's yelling, "You're welcome." But on demand. So print on demand. If you guys are interested in print on demand, I don't have an affiliate. Again, I'm not trying to take money from you. I'm just going to tell you how we do it. Uh, we make all of our merch, or we make all of our money from our merch without ever printing anything. So we use Printful. That's printful.com. You can create a free account there, and then you can upload your designs, and they have workout gear, purses, posters, magnets, stickers, hats, embroidery, print, all of that. You put your designs on the items that you want, and then you sync them to your store. So we use Etsy, that's our store. It automatically syncs to your store. So when someone purchases something off of our Whatnot and our Buy It Now, our hats or our shirts, or if somebody goes to our Etsy store and purchases it, that order is immediately sent to Printful. Printful then takes out their payment from Etsy, because obviously we're charging more than what it costs for you, and it'll show you what your cost is to make it, and then you just put it with what your price point is. So like, to give you an example, because I'm usually pretty transparent, um, we make about $6 every time we sell a hat. That's it. I'm not trying to like make $1 million selling hats. I actually, the way my mind works is kind of how it used to work when I sold band merch, is I would rather have 20 people wearing my stuff than only 5. So I put it at a price point where it's just enough to where I can have more people wearing my product, and I'm not worried about, that's not my main source of income. So I'd rather have thousands of people wearing Flip the World stuff instead of only hundreds, because my price is too high. So um, let's say I'm charging $25 for the hat. Printful cost me, let's say it cost me $17 to make the hat. Of course, you paid the shipping. So what's going to happen is Printful is going to take that $17 plus the $3.99 shipping, because they're shipping it from their warehouse. They're going to make the order. They have the customer's address, and they're going to mail it directly to you. That's why if you've ever bought anything off of our Flip the World Etsy or our Instagram, mainly on our Whatnot show. Sorry, not Instagram. Our Whatnot show. I still have to mail you something. I usually mail you like a sticker and something, and then I'll send you a card that says, "Hey, your hat or your shirt will arrive in 3 to 5 days separately," because it comes directly from Printful. So it depends. So the typical turnaround is 3 to 5 days for shirts and hats. Hoodies are a little longer, and jackets, because they do actually have like varsity jackets, all over print jackets, pants, purses. You can do totes. You guys, I use a local printer for our IKEA totes. But you can make totes. They just don't have the large IKEA ones. Those are usually 3 to 5 days, and it will tell you on the site what the turnaround is for the items that you want to make. So, um, tell me about it. I work at a bank, and it's always people's. Yeah. So that's a typical turnaround. Do you do a price comparison? Are you talking about like Shippo, or not Shippo? But I know there's like there's other print companies. I've never really looked at the price comparison, because Printful is like the number one print on demand company, and their customer service. When I tell you their customer service is beyond anything I could have ever asked for, considering I don't get to see what the item looks like. So let's say you order a shirt, or let's say you order a hat. You order one of the Flip the World hats, and it comes and it's crooked, like the design, they sewed it on crooked. You send me a picture of that. I send that picture with the order number to Printful. They will immediately make a brand new one and send it directly to you. Like, no question. As long as I have a picture showing that there was an error with the item, they'll make a new one, and on them, they'll send it directly to the customer. But they do the turnaround's usually less than a week. That's from order to time of delivery. Yes. Yeah. They're going to tell you there's a 3 to 7 day process. So like if you bought a hat from me today, I would immediately, if you bought it on Whatnot, I have to get on Printful and immediately order it because they don't sync with Whatnot. But if you bought it on Etsy, that's synced with Printful. The order goes placed today. They start printing tomorrow, and usually if it's not a huge complicated design, it'll be done by tomorrow. They give you like a checkpoint. You can track the progress, and then they'll send you shipping information, and then they'll send your customer shipping information as well. So that's what we use. We use Printful and we sync it. You can sync it with Shopify. You can sync it with Facebook. You can sync it with all kinds of different companies. Your own personal website if you have one. We just sync it with Etsy. Is there starting to be an increase of just resellers over businessmen? So I talked with this person yesterday because I kind of didn't understand what they were saying. But what they're looking at, and this is something I see more in the younger vintage crowd of resellers, because honestly, if you've ever sold anything that you bought from someone and you sold it for a profit, you're a reseller. It's one thing or a million. So one thing that I notice, and again, this could be because they're younger, they're not basing their life off this as income, so they're not treating it as a business. But a lot of the younger kids that are in the reselling that I see, it's more of just like a fun. And what I mean by that is like if they find a shirt, let's say it's a grail in their opinion, they become attached to it. Sentimentally, I found this. I found a grail. So first off, they're going to be flexing on social media. That's the number one thing that I see. It's all about the flex, which is fine. Again, I'm not knocking it. It's cool to see people find stuff, even if they're not around me. If I see it on Instagram, I'm like, damn, you found that at the bins. That's badass. So they flex, but then they become sentimentally attached to it. And if this is a business for you, once your brain switches to this being a business, nothing is an attachment. It's all for sale. It's all for sale. Matt, I literally just went over everything about print on demand. So please, yeah, definitely catch that replay, man. I just did like a whole 15-minute segment just for you, my man. So Soda City, just wanted to say your short form content is fire. Best on YouTube. Wow. Hey, that means a lot. Thank you for the $5. I don't even think I've ever received money on here. Make sure you guys are blocking fliptheworld.tx on Instagram. Report them first, then block them. I'll never ask you for money, but Soda City gave me $5, and I'm going to say, hell yeah, nipple. That's awesome. I appreciate that, man. I'm really, really focusing on my short form. I'm going to have a nerdy one coming out. It's probably not going to be as funny because I'm going to start doing some educational forms as well, but I'm going to try to make them a little funny, but they're not going to be as sarcastic as the stuff I've been coming out with lately. But anyway, about the difference between just, somebody that's a hobby versus a business. Like once you turn on your brain that everything is for sale, it's a business. Do a video on how you're able to load your items. That is a video I'm going to be working on. That's a video I'm going to be working on. But the way that we load our items into our Whatnot show, it's pretty straightforward. Title. The title is what I do I don't fill out a description. I make the title the description. No picture because I'm trying to do hundreds of items. And I use the little black lightning bolt, which is the quick feature. That way you don't have to submit a photo. So type in the title, then click black lightning bolt, then choose your shipping, move on to the next one. Now there is a freaking error going on. Excuse me. Where if you're already streaming and you want to add something on my account, on my app, it's not allowing me to. I just click that little black circle and it just keeps blinking. It doesn't bring up the screen. So what I've been having to do is I just click on something to edit it and then immediately click cancel. And then it lets me add an item. I've sent videos of this happening. They're trying to figure out if it's just me or if it's happening to multiple people. I've asked a lot of sellers and they're not having that problem. So I think it's something going on with actually my account and not my app because I have the newest version. Once I found that Garth Brooks t-shirt with the lightning bolts all over for 50 cents a yard sale, and I still can't sell it. See, that's what I'm talking about. You're sitting on money, and it's not going to appreciate in value the older that it gets. What's going to happen is it's actually going to start deteriorating and possibly get dry rot. So you should sell it. Unless you're keeping it for personal. There's a difference between keeping something for personal and then like keeping something to just like continually show people that you have, but never sell. That's another thing on Whatnot that I'm not really a fan of. And I've talked about it a lot is people will have stuff like in their show or they'll have stuff on their background, like shirts hanging up. And then somebody's like, hey, how much for that Wolverine all over print? And then they like take the shirt down and then they look at it. They look at it like the shirt's going to tell them how much. They're like, you know, it's single stitch. It's Wolverine. Like they just start talking dumb shit. Like we already know what it is. You already know you're not going to sell it. So just say, oh, it's not for sale. You don't have to pull it down and do this whole like, you know, I don't want to see what your lingerie looks like. I just want your cheeks open and let's get to work. You know what I'm talking about? Um, don't tease me. Just tell me if it's for sale or not. Roach Man. Is that my new name now? I'm Roach Man. Bearded King, what's going on? I'm Roach Man. I like that. That's awesome. What did we sell on our first Whatnot? Oh, our first Whatnot was brand new shoes, and we took a big fat L. Our first Whatnot, we sold brand new shoes, and I took an L. We paid what did we pay? $22 a pair for our 2,700 pair that we bought. And I think we started them at $10 because you know everything we had seen so far when Whatnot had just started coming around in the reseller community, it was like people come on here for steals, so you know start it low. And in my brain, I was like, I can't start this stuff at $1. I was like, I'll start it at $10, and then hopefully people will bid it up because it's brand new shoes and they know they're getting a deal. No, that is not how it worked, and we took a big fat L. But again, sometimes you have to lose money to learn. That's just how it goes. Did we do that the second show? Hell no. That's when we started switching it up and try and close out. And then that's eventually when Stacy was like, let's just go live from the bins. And the rest is history. You can only cancel so many sales, and then Whatnot will actually suspend you. You actually get dinged for canceling sales because the whole point of Whatnot is you've agreed to sell this, you picked your price, and the person that's bidding can't ask for a cancellation either because we're all adults and they knew what they were bidding on. You're allowed one cancellation. As a buyer, you're allowed one cancellation before they start letting you know, like, hey, if you keep requesting to be canceled, you will be removed from the app as a buyer. As a seller, if you do too many cancellations, they will cancel you as a seller. So just do that. Run for your life. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. No, for sure. Why is everyone quitting? I'm assuming this person was talking about we've had a few bigger name people in the resale community that are not necessarily quitting reselling, but they are not making it their full-time income at this point. And I think a lot of it comes down to you have to do what is right for you and your family. If you're by yourself, if you're single, whatever, then you just have to make a decision off of what you can't put emotion into business. You can be passionate about what you do, but at the end of the day, everything comes down to numbers. And if what you're doing isn't bringing in enough to provide, you have to make a change. It's just that simple. What we were doing on Whatnot wasn't working, and we had to make a change. and that change was going live from the bins. And it's not, people look at it as a failure. It's not a failure. If something's not working, you acknowledge it's not working and you make a change. Speaking of some change, man, look at this. Whoa. I can't hear him, but he's here. Guys, look at that. Look at that beautiful face. This is my favorite Dave, the silent one.
You can hear me. I've determined that, but I can't
it.
hear you yet. So just
You
give me a second.
Me?
Keep doing your show, Chris. And I'll fix my audio.
This is a perfect segue because this is what I wanted. I wanted to have a guest on to kind of talk about. And he's the
now
opposite.
I can hear you. Hi.
What's up, guys? Dave, special guest.
What are we doing here?
I was actually just randomly talking about how Trump's going to win the election because he got arrested and now he has more street cred in the black community.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I wanted you on. So you're an avid Trump supporter. So what? No, I'm just kidding.
Quite a hot take. Quite a hot take you've started off on.
Sorry, I had that all planned for whoever. I sent the link out to a few people, but whoever came on, I was going to start with that.
So what's up? You've been arrested.
Yes, I have, and I got absolutely no street credit from it. Did I?
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't think so. I think people respect you less. Actually,
I lost 81 followers when I posted that I got arrested at the bins.
Is that true? On what platform?
On Instagram.
Yeah. What are you talking about? I've been working, unlike you.
No, so I'm going through the topics because I always put on Monday, like people ask me topics that we'll talk about. So one of the topics was, why is everybody quitting reselling? And you know the people they're talking about, the bigger names that have, and I was just saying that it's, sometimes you have to look at the numbers and do what's right for you and your family. Yeah. You're the opposite direction where you kind of figured out that you could do it. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, and this is, I'm not going to name the person's name. Most of the people in the chat know who I'm going to be talking about here, but I noticed yesterday there was somebody that was doing a farewell on Whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
They have like 20,000 people.
Okay.
And they were doing a farewell. And I was only able to click in for a couple minutes because I was actually about to go live. But what they were, the reason why they were leaving, because I talked to them in the DMs after, was they were doing more supporting others than actually running a business on Whatnot. And so basically they were doing like 5 shows a day, but 3 of the shows were just them on there doing Q&As, not selling anything. And then they would be in other people's streams, like buying stuff, not because they were going to resell it, or that they even need it, but just to support those people. And so my general thought about that is, you have to be able to know, like, obviously we'll get in each other's streams and we get in other people's streams and we buy things, maybe just to support, but also we can flip or resell. But you can't just use a selling platform, which is what I use. I think Whatnot is a selling platform as also an entertainment, but you have to be able to know, like, not to spend.
So are you basically saying don't get high on your own supply?
Exactly. And I know for a little while you were buying a lot of stuff too.
It's easy. It's an easy trap to fall into. The parent trap, where the 2 twin girls try to trick their parents by switching places. That's the parent trap.
Was it the Olsen twins?
No, it was the Lohans.
Oh,
well, there's only one Lohan.
Yeah,
they duplicated her for the movie.
Okay.
A lot of Hollywood stars are clones. That's what TikTok's been telling me lately. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, there's a lot of deep fake stuff going on.
Yeah,
a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio dancing with people, and that's not really Leo.
Yes, exactly. No, it's really easy to overspend on Whatnot. Reference my auction last night. People were going crazy for these eBay plushes, which was cool. I mean, where else can they get them? Because like that computer one, like you can't find it. Brand new sealed. Like Josh bought one for $40, and it's like, okay, I'm cool with that, Josh. Send your money my way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when it gets to a point where, and again, Whatnot is a very social app. You can get on there. I see tons of people get on there and just have Q&A shows where they're not selling anything. They're just engaging.
Yeah.
But if you're doing that more than selling, then you're going in the opposite direction. And I think that's what happened to this person. And their way of resolving it was just completely leaving the platform.
Just cut ties. Yeah. I mean, Well, so yeah, Carrie said the key to not overspending is just don't have money. And that's kind of a block I've put in place for myself with like
Yeah.
my operating expense account. Like I can't spend more than that.
Yeah.
And if it's out of money, it's out of money. And so I just have to stop buying. But, you know, when I'm still getting used to this new lifestyle, I go in last month and I went and spent a bunch of money on people's whatnots. And then I ran out of money to go yard selling. And I was like, that
Ooh.
sucks. So
And
I can't source now.
that's your main source
Yeah.
of finding
Yeah.
items because you're not a bins person.
No, no, I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't even have. I think my closest bins is Orlando. It's like an hour and 30 minutes away or something
Yeah.
like
So
that.
see,
So
that's kind of what we did. We put a guideline in place. We're only allowed to purchase stuff on whatnot with the tip money.
yeah.
Now I've never said that publicly. So now guys, make sure you give me more tips because then I can come
Okay.
buy stuff with it. But
But
we
how do you
only
know
set
which
it,
money is the tip money? Does it show up in the same thing in your payouts and whatnot?
it'll show up as you basically what you have to do is go to your what do they call it? Your tab on the desktop and then just
Yeah,
click on tips. But I just kind
I'm
of
gonna
mentally
look.
keep track as the stream's going on how much tips I've made, so I know how much money is.
Okay.
Yeah, so we only use the tip money,
Yeah, dude. So, what's the biggest tip you've gotten?
$50.
Wow.
And
Okay.
that was basically what I did with that. With like the first almost 20 of it, is I just went on random people's streams and just tipped $1.
Did you record it? I tipped this streamer $1 and
No,
say
but
it
I
all
should have. Wouldn't
slow.
that have been great?
Yeah, I always say like raids and tipping on whatnot is totally a cool content idea. It's like a whole channel idea if I had more time. I
Yeah.
think the reactions are fun. I've made people cry on there just buying stuff. Literally just buying stuff they're selling and they start crying
Oh,
because
I'm
they're
sure
so
you've made
excited.
people cry by just entering their show.
Yes, yes, that
Yeah,
is
they're like,
true.
oh my god.
Yeah. I kind of wish there was a way to turn off the notification that you entered a show. Like
Yeah,
that is what I want the most from whatnot is to be able to go stealth. I hate having it announced. Oh, because sometimes it's like my daughter on my account. And like, oh, ADH Dave is here. And Callie's like, Dad, they know you.
yeah, yeah.
It's just,
So
yeah.
Stacy's learned how to like watch people's show without them knowing,
How?
but I don't know how to like get in and bid.
No, yeah. I want to watch without them knowing.
You just can't hear what they're saying, but you can watch their show
I
without
can't
them
hear what
knowing
they're
you're in
saying.
there.
That's kind of useless.
Dave, only do nice things if you get credit for it. Kevin also said this.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
what the isn't that how we were raised? Like in the last 10 years, we've learned that if you're going to give money to a homeless person, film it.
Yes. Yeah. Jimmy Darts or Mr. Beast style. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Beast would not exist if it wasn't for filming, giving stuff to people.
That's a hard one to explain to your kids too. Like, yeah, he's doing a good thing, but he's not doing it really for the right reason.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it's good that he's doing it, but I wish he would do it just for the goodness instead of for his own fame.
Well, well, I don't want to say if it's a cool thing, but the genius part of what he's doing at this point, especially with the philanthropy page, is he's figured out a way to get all the credit for doing the good stuff, but he's having other people pay for it.
Yeah, yeah, it's genius.
We've
It's
teamed
genius.
up with blah blah blah, and they're going to donate food for a whole year. But make sure you like my video.
Yeah, and it's good that he does keep giving, and that's the good part. But yeah, yeah, it's confusing. So by the way, main reason I'm on here is because I dropped a new cooking video today. So go
Nice.
ahead and check that out right now. You don't need to finish whatever this thing I'm on is. Just go
It's not a
watch that.
podcast. In fact, I'm thinking about changing the name to the channel to It's Not a Podcast.
Did you like how I called my whatnot stream a podcast last
Yeah.
night?
Yeah, I did. I did. I caught that.
Yeah. Hey, Potato Chip City Flip, said Carrie. Carrie, you're also not working. What did I cook? I cooked a pumpkin parfait and I totally failed, and I ended up basically getting the instant mix version. You'll
Well,
have to
see,
go
fail
watch it.
videos are probably the best.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous how bad I failed.
Have you
So
ever done a cooking one where it's like this is what it's supposed to look like and this is what it came out? You know
no,
how
that's
people do
like
that with like the
nailed
cake?
it or failed it on
Yeah, with the
Netflix.
cakes.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
I need you to cook something vegan so I can watch.
Dude, okay, so I went to this Universal Studios taste thing where they let you taste all the Halloween Horror Nights stuff, and the
Mhm.
best thing was vegan.
What
The
was it?
best thing, it was walking street taco,
Oh,
and it had
nice.
some sort of, it seemed like a ground beef, right? And you got like this thing of Fritos, and they put the ground beef and black beans on it, and then you could add like corn and like all these other toppings, tomatoes, things like that. So it was good. It was the best thing they had.
Zach clipped that. Best thing they had was
Yeah.
vegan from a
Is Zach
carnivore.
a person? Is that a person? You just have this fake person that you're talking to?
Yeah, but it makes you
Mm.
feel like I have a producer. It makes the show bigger than it is.
That's good. That's good. I mean, you want to get on the AI kitchen train now, guys. I have 2,000 new subs in the last 1 month. So, you want to get in there below 10,000. If you want your chance, this is it.
AI Kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Carrie said he is working. He's 30 minutes of guided meditation with his guru, Ken, from 7-Eleven. Basically, that means
Guys,
Carrie
stop
is just
vegan. Vegan is wax, says Danny Ventura. What's up with
Carrie's
that?
just watching the hot dogs turn. That's his
Can we
meditation.
talk about your armpits for a bit? Like, that's why we're on this show, right? Why, like, okay, let's talk about it. I see the tattoos.
Nice and clean.
Do the tattoos make it so that, like, the hair can't grow, or do you shave them?
No, I actually shave them, my arms. The reasoning is because if I allow the Robin Williams hair to grow in, what the hell was the point of getting the tattoos? Because they look really bad and
So
fake.
you're super fuzzy kind of guy if you don't shave?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Not
the
like
one on the right says "girls stink." Is that
yeah, and it's got
is that what I saw?
rotten flowers.
Is it your armpit making the girl stink? Is that what's happening there?
I
Dude,
mean,
that looks so painful.
it
Armpit
is.
tattoo. Ouch.
Yeah, they
And
are pretty.
also, don't you find like your sweat is less controllable? Because I shaved my armpits once in high school and I regretted
So,
it.
Stacy, what was the name of the show we were watching? Something about runway model or something like that. Anyway, they put hand sanitizer in their armpits because it makes you sweat less.
Ah, doesn't it burn though?
I mean, I don't know. It never, nothing. I feel no pain, Dave.
You just made so many choices in your life that led to other weird things you have to do.
I
You're just
know.
making life hard. You're playing life on a hard mode. You got to eat vegan. You got to shave your armpits. Like, you've got 9 kids, 10 kids. I don't even know. Too many? Too
I
many
mean,
kids?
it was Dancing with the Stars. Anyway,
Yeah.
I was playing the long game, hoping that all these different things that I'm doing would eventually land me a reality show. And instead, what it's landed me is a reality that I don't want to live in.
I know. It's like, really, yeah, this is the life you chose.
And
Why
I don't
doesn't
know how
Carrie
I
just
can't.
come on the show and we'll call this a podcast?
Yeah, exactly. Carrie,
Yeah.
did I not send you the link?
Send him
I
a
know you're
link.
not doing
He
it.
doesn't want to stream with you because he's afraid he's going to get canceled. And I can't blame him. I can't blame him.
Oh, that makes
It's terrifying.
I know that's
streaming
why
with you.
Kevin was like, no. Even though I have a lovely box over here full of stuff that I'm sending him for the orphanage or the kids or whatever we're doing in September. What are we doing?
Stacy says he has me, so he's Gucci.
Oh, yeah.
Nice,
See, yeah.
nice. Hey, I
Yeah.
want some. I really have started to be a Hey Dude guy. By the way, I bought some Hey Dudes from you on your auction. They were like those Aztec looking ones. I think I paid like $8,
Yeah.
and it was like a gateway drug. And now it's like I don't want to wear any other shoes other than the Hey Dudes because they're so comfortable.
So you have joined the elite
Yeah.
with Mr. Harold Tomato.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, does my mic sound any better, any worse?
It actually sounds really good.
Okay, I just upped my mic game
And I
based
don't-
on that guy that
oh,
we had on
nice.
our show.
Oh,
It's
you have
just
the
like-
move arounder kind.
Yeah, and this is like an XLR instead of USB, so I think it sounds pretty good, I think.
Wait, XLR, that means it plugs into you have a box?
Like a mixer thing. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
so you know how my camera keeps cutting out, and I
Yeah.
said it was a computer because it's old.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna knock on wood because it hasn't happened yet, but I just plugged it into a different USB port. So I think
Yeah.
I just have a bad USB port.
That happens. USB is a piece of crap, really. I don't like it. It's like HDMI when it comes to video signals. Just
Casey
not
called you a
reliable.
Trump supporter because you wear A dudes.
Is that what it is? That's a dude. We have a hurricane coming to town.
Yeah, what's
Like
up with
tomorrow.
that? We needed it to head towards Louisiana because I don't know if you're aware of this, but Louisiana's on fire.
Is that true?
Yes.
We've been getting tons of rain, but I think the west coast of Florida's had less of that. So this rain might help the west coast of Florida as well as Louisiana.
Yeah, there's giant wildfires on the Texas, Louisiana coast right
Let
now.
me look at a world map here, a U.S. map. Oh yeah, you're in Houston, right?
Yes. Well,
So
you
you're
said
right
you said it
there.
right the first time. A world map, U.S. map. That's the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, that is part of the world. Yeah, so you are right there near Louisiana. It might get you a little bit, or get Louisiana a little bit. It's totally possible that it goes straight up into Panama City. And
Oh,
then it would totally
so
hit.
we would be on the we'd be on the
Yeah.
left side. Isn't that called the dirty side?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. So who knows? Rod, are you picking and punching right now? Is Rod in here? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he is. Yeah, you
He
should
just walks in everywhere just like this.
just always punching. He's always Rod, dude. You're like right there, bro. What are you doing? Are you coming over? You should probably come over. Cause you're in a bad spot, sir. It's gonna hit you tonight. We've got an extra room. We literally, Rod, have a room with 2 beds in it that you could sleep in. Just
that
saying.
sounds like a fun that sounds like an episode
over.
of Step Brothers and a really fun Whatnot show.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. Yeah, me and Rod could sleep in that room, and then Rod's wife can sleep with Tina.
See you, soda.
Head to toe.
Thrifted said they bought a Thrifted Spirit. I bought $3 Hokas and now I'm stalking them on Mercari and eBay. Yeah, once you find like a shoe that's really comfy, you kind of start looking for more of them.
Send Chris your size, Stacy says. You're going to be sourcing him Hokas.
Oh, yeah. We'll find some Hokas for sure.
Yeah, and sell them to you for only 3 times that of eBay pricing.
Yeah, or 30% less on Whatnot if we find them.
Yeah, so I noticed you didn't buy anything on my Whatnot. You're out of tip money, so I'm going to tell people to tip you. And then I want all your tip money to go to my auctions.
Seriously, so I mean, I didn't really fully disclose, but I did just get an email this morning. I am going to be doing some paid work for Whatnot, and it involves me filming content, purchasing things. So I will tell you when the funds hit, and then you just have a show, and I'll film it.
Okay. When you had that meeting with them, did they talk about the hat, the illegal hat?
No, No, they'd already mentioned everything they needed to say in the email cease and desist.
Okay.
No, what it was, the only thing I asked them in the meeting about it, I was like, you guys have merch. Like I saw merch at FlipCon. I saw the representative from Whatnot wearing a hoodie. He had a shirt. He had a hat.
He did.
You have merch. Why don't you sell merch or give it out to your
peeps?
Give it out. And they're like, oh, we do. Just bigger
to the ones who matter. Yes.
Basically, they said we give it out to bigger people, and I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, they tried to pay me some money, and I said no. I probably should have said yes, but
yeah. Speaking of money, did you see Froggy Flips turn down $20,000?
No, how would I see that?
He posted the email, and he said,
from who?
Some company wanted him to do content, and they were willing to offer $20,000, and he said no, that it would interfere with his style of content.
Okay.
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really need money, Chris.
No, I get that. It's just weird.
If you're making $20,000, he's making, what does he get? Like 3 million views a month. So he's making like $30,000 a month just for posting his 3 videos. Like, why would you take 20? I don't know.
I know.
And he's been making that much, dude. He's been making that much for like 2 years.
Yeah.
$30,000 a month for 2 years. That's crazy money.
Now, first off, I have to disclose this is not the Trash to Cash podcast, but I will allow you to read Thrifted Spirit's comment about Trash to Cash because
I just joined the Trash to Cash Patreon today for Discord. Just have to figure out how to get in. You got to link your Discord account with your Patreon account. Carrie said the size is 10.5. I'm just playing. I just don't care much about shoes, so I buy whatever. Oh, now I'm reading your comments. Sorry. Didn't mean to take over for a minute.
$300 million a year.
There you go. Math time. Yeah, it'd be easy to turn down $20,000 if you're making $30,000 a month for 3 years.
Yeah,
just saying.
It's as a small fish, it's crazy to see somebody say no to something, especially in the world we live in now, where like everyone seems to want all the money all the time.
Well, and who knows what deals he has taken? I don't actually watch his videos that much, so I don't know because it's not really garage sale content anymore. It's like action figure collectors.
Yeah.
Not my scene.
He's buying stuff that's in big plastic cases.
Yeah, exactly. So
someone just finished your new podcast. I haven't even listened to the new one. I was going to do it when I do my shipping today. That's how I usually do it. I never watch it. I always listen to it. Full disclosure, it's a lot better if you don't watch it and you just turn it on and work.
We just pour in $20,000. Yeah, I would love a $20,000 offer. It'd be really hard for me to turn down a $20,000 offer. That's for sure.
Yeah, for real. I would change my whole content around $20,000.
Yeah. Guys, guess what? My new content is standing desks and only standing desks.
Yep. All of a sudden, my face is clean shaven and no one knows who I am, and I'm just like,
All of a sudden, your armpits are hairy and you're eating meat. 20 grand, you got it.
yeah. If there's a local freaking butcher that's willing to throw me $20, I'll eat raw meat on camera. No. I don't care about ethics when it comes to money. No.
Is your wife vegan?
No, but she has been for the last week. I
Really?
don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with her, but I haven't asked.
She's just doing it. Maybe it's just like simplicity. She doesn't have to like, does she cook or do you cook?
She cooks.
So she just doesn't have to cook 2 things if she just makes enough for her.
True.
So it could be just
you
that.
Still have to make 3 things because I eat two portions.
Well, and then, I mean, how does that work with 30 kids? Like, do they all just make themselves food?
No, usually we have a meal that the kids eat, and then we have our adult meal.
But like, how many kids again? Remind me. It's 9, right?
It's 8, but only 5 in the house now. We got 3 out of the house.
That's not as bad. Which one's your favorite kid?
I'm not allowed to answer that.
Oh, but you do have.
I can just tell you which one's not. It's Greg. Greg is the 16-year-old. He is not my favorite.
Can you tell me the names of all your kids?
Riley, Micah, Christian, Emma, Greg, Mario, Julia, Angela.
Are these kids real?
They are real. Stacy has
sure?
pictures of them.
I don't buy it.
All
I don't
over
think you have
her.
any kids. I think you're just totally a bachelor. I don't even think Stacy would claim.
I told
you.
everybody at FlipCon it was just an escort.
It's all an act. Yeah, it's all fake. Fake news.
But how awesome would that be if I was able to pull that off for so long and make
That'd be pretty impressive.
I mean, I have Zach. He doesn't exist. He doesn't really help my claim either.
Can I see him? Like, he's really not real. I'm so confused.
He's really. I'm literally pointing at a skull painting on my wall when I say Zach.
So why did you want me on here? You had some reason, and I never read it. You said I need someone to come on to talk about something.
We talked about it in like 5 minutes, then we just moved on to having a good time.
Oh, was it good? Did I do a good job?
No, you did good. It was just talking about how like people are. You can't just be spending all your money on whatnot. Like people, I've never seen somebody like do a farewell. You see people say farewell to Instagram, but somebody literally saying that they're going to stop doing whatnot shows because
they're spending too much. I mean, dude, it's a real problem. And
yeah.
Dude, there was someone, that came in my stream, and I don't know if she's ever been in yours, Miss Jill. Have you ever heard of Miss Jill?
No.
She's been in my stream twice, and both times blown me away with her support. Like, Carrie, have you ever had Miss Jill come in? Like,
no, he sells cards. Nobody wants to.
No, but he sometimes does like plush auctions and stuff. And it was wild, dude. Some of the bids were crazy. I sold like I felt like Commonwealth Picker for a minute there. Like, that's
what I was about to say. Like, I watched his first ever whatnot.
Yeah.
And I was trolling him pretty hard, but I just DM'd him. I didn't want to publicly do it, but like every time something sold, I just wrote it down. And then I added it up at the end of the show, and I was like, holy crap, I didn't even think you were able to make this much money on here. And he did it in one show.
Wow.
It was like $7,700, just so everyone remembers. His first show.
How much?
$7,700.
Dude, that's insane.
And it was mostly Commonwealth merch that he sold.
$7,700.
It was insane. I was like, his first show did more than like my first 5 months.
My show last night did $1,800.
That's so awesome.
That was nuts. That was probably my best show. The only show I had better was when I got I got 2 Ziploc. This is probably before you knew I existed. 2 Ziploc bags, big Ziplocs, full of like 80s G.I. Joe, the ones with like the rubber band legs and the rubber band arms, like the money ones, right? Yeah. A lot of them were like in pieces, but they're repairable. Yeah. Yep. And I had, I think, 60 of them, and I brought in like $2,300. I bought the 2 bags for $5. And then the next night sold them for $2,200.
See, that right there's a video.
Crazy.
I bought these for $5 and turned it into $2,300
in 24 hours. Take that, Harold Tornado.
No picking, no pictures, no listing.
Yeah. That was before pictures. Yeah, that was like you didn't have to have pictures. You didn't have to have descriptions. That was Wild West of G.I. Joe.
Ray Nashville Flipper pops in and immediately knows we're talking about Kevin.
What up, dog? We talking about Commonwealthy Picker? Yeah, dude. Commonwealthy Picker. That's
speaking of Rod said he spent $250 on Carrie's stream early in the week. Jesus.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah, he bought that card. He bought that card. Yeah. The most
That's
expensive poop.
crazy.
Uh,
Have you
well,
ever
yeah.
had somebody? You ever had somebody in your stream like buy so much stuff that you felt guilty about
Yes.
like
Miss
that? You,
Jill last night, I felt bad. She was buying so much, but she wanted the stuff. So it's
yeah.
like, and she had the money. So whatever. You
So
can't
yeah,
really
like
feel guilty about it. It is what it is.
the first time we actually had somebody like there was a bidding war over an item that we had literally found at the bins. I felt bad when it was over. I think it went for like $157. It was a quilt. It was
Yeah.
just a vintage quilt. And it was like in my brain, I couldn't process that somebody would spend that much on something that we just pulled out of the bins. And I was like, what do we do? Like, should I send them like an extra something? Like,
I'll sometimes send like a regret support pig or something. Like you spent a lot, have this support pig.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, like but at the same time, like I've also been in other people's streams where I spent more than I really like wanted to because I got caught up in the moment. And
yeah.
it's when the item gets here, I'm just like, oh, that's cool. I supported them. Like I never really feel bad about supporting someone. So I think
No, yeah,
it's a
no,
thing a
yeah.
bit.
So
It's different if it's like a big auction company and you get too into it and you bid too much. Then you're like, oh, I'm such a piece of crap. Why did I do that? But with whatnot, I don't have that guilt really after because I know I supported someone I wanted to support. So it's like less painful.
well, I mean, I don't know if you guys are going to talk on this about your new episode, but I mean, speaking of supporting,
A lot. I'm not
yeah,
sure, Ray, but a lot.
I don't feel bad buying on whatnot, like you said, paying up because you know that you're supporting like people in the stream. And luckily, I don't know of any like big businesses. I mean, I'm sure there are big businesses that sell on whatnot under like a they make it look like they're not. Just like Starbucks actually has a bunch of mom and pop coffee shops
Yeah.
actually owned by Starbucks, but they're called something else and they're designed differently. So you don't, for the people that I don't want to support Starbucks, you still are. Those do exist, but yeah, with the quilt lady, I always just my voice of reason is always Stacy. I'm like, hey, they bought this for 157. What should you do? She's like, put it in a box and send it to them. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Voice of reason.
Yeah. She's like, no, why would we give them something? Give them a sticker and a thank you card and put it in a box.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel bad.
Dave, have you stopped buying lounge flies? Yes, charity's terrific finds. I don't buy
Are
those
you
anymore.
still
Although
buying the?
I would love to buy some if you got them cheap.
Are you still buying the teeth things?
Yes, well, no, I'm not buying Fugglers. I have enough to fill my shelf. Now me and Carrie have decided I just need free ones. So make sure you send me free Fugglers.
So
That's how
yeah,
I'm gonna grow the rest of my collection. Free.
what I've seen is I did those things never existed in my brain. You mentioned them. All of a sudden, I see people finding them and tagging you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you've created this, the whole.
Allure.
You've created the whole secret. Once
Yeah,
your mind achieves, really achieve. You've brought now people are like hitting you up with these fugglers. That's
exactly.
crazy. So I'm just gonna start like putting it out there. I'm looking for $20,000 sponsorships.
I'm also looking for Froggy. Did he say the company that he shot down?
No, of course he cut that part out of the post,
Jerk.
but yeah, I would totally email them immediately. Like, I don't know what you guys. I look just like them. I'll do the content.
Josh has gotten deals that big, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Continue subscribing. Timu provides influencers.
yeah. Timu hit me up too. I don't even
Timu
know what
hits me
it
up every
is.
day.
It's got the word emu in it, so I just canceled it. I don't like emus or ostriches.
Oh,
They terrify me.
okay, hold on. The offer was a dedicated video. A
Oh,
dedicated video. So literally he would have had to make like a full 8-minute video about a specific
just that
company.
thing.
Dude, it was
Okay,
probably Flip. It was probably Flip. That's the kind of numbers they were throwing out to the big influencers for dedicated videos back in the day. I
okay.
did one for Flip on my Flipper video, like on that channel, because it kind of made sense to do it there because it was free and it was new. And so I did one over there for I think $3,000 or something, which was pretty good. It was
That's
probably one of my best
yeah,
ever
that's pretty good.
offers. But yeah, so if they were giving me $3,000, they'd totally give Froggy 20 for a dedicated video, but it wouldn't make any sense on his channel at
Yeah.
all. It would just be weird.
So that's pretty much if you read his reply, that's what he said. He's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't fit in.
No, he would have to
That's
have a second channel like Renix P-Sale or whatever. Yeah.
Somebody asked, is there a Grail Fuggler?
Yeah, most of them. Most of them. I'll
Most of
show
them.
you like the good ones. Hold on. The good ones are the ones that are like extra fluffy. Like very furry, like Chris when he lets his armpits grow out. So this
Not
sort of
yet.
thing. These ones can sell for like 40 to 60. There's a few that were like chases. Like there's one that's like got this like brown fabric with like black stripes on it that sells for like 120. But most Fugglers now sell for 15 at least. So
So
if you
this and
find
this
them,
company's discontinued, out of
no, they just
business.
are not in the U.S. anymore. And I heard
Okay.
that who's that the rapper guy that sang the Spider-Man song, the Miles Morales one? Not Jelly
Post
Roll.
Malone.
Yes, him. He supposedly he owns a stake in the company, in the Fugler company, but
I
they're
could see that.
only in the UK, Australia, and Holland. Is Holland the Amsterdam one? Yeah, and Canada.
Okay. So Americans were just like, these are too creepy. Get them
No
out
one
of our.
bought them. They were at Target, and no one was buying them, and so Target clearanced them out and put them in pallets, and then they were gone.
There was no kids walking in the toy section going, "Oh, I want
I
that
want
thing.
this horrifying monster.
It's got
Yeah.
real human teeth." Oh,
Picking and
speaking of,
punching
since
said we were just talking about how awesome they are. They are cool, Rod.
ATL Flippers, what's up? Yeah, since you do seem to have a tooth fetish, I actually purchased real human teeth from my buddy.
Why are they so long? Are
Be,
teeth that long?
yeah, your teeth are that long. All you see is
Weird.
this part of your teeth. The rest of it is the yeah. So he sells oddity stuff.
Kevin
So
has wooden teeth.
oh, those are really old.
Yeah, well, so is he.
So is he. Except
So
for his
is he,
tattoo,
yeah.
that's pretty fresh.
Yeah, that is pretty fresh. I'm
Tear 'em
surprised he
up.
hasn't gotten more. I know how addictive tattoos are,
I mean,
so
he was looking me up and down pretty hard at FlipCon. I think it's coming.
yeah, he's
He
gonna go
asked if
full
I had brought
sleeve.
extra needles, and I was like, "Oh man, I really didn't."
Well, you also don't share your or you don't not share your needles.
Yeah,
So
I mean, if you're gonna get a Flip the World Army tattoo, then we'll just use the same needle because I mean we're in the army together.
yeah,
But he didn't want to Flip the World Army tattoo.
that's weird that he wouldn't want that.
Yeah, he wanted me to do like the big Commonwealth picker logo on his back, like a sunburst
I heard he wanted it on his lower back. A
with
tramp
two
stamp
dolphins
style.
jumping over him.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, that's so cool.
24,000 views in the last 48 hours on my chicken video, bro.
Seriously?
Yeah, on my cooking channel. I refresh it constantly. It's up to 120,000 views. It was at like 90 on Sunday night.
So your
Crazy.
cooking channel's taking off.
One video is taking off, and I'm sure it will die eventually, but it's
Yeah,
got
but
a
one
little
video
bump.
turns into more people.
It's got a bump. Yeah, hopefully it turns into more regulars. Although my video I dropped today is a 9 out of 10 because you guys are watching this dumb stream instead of my new cooking video.
Well, hey, we're about to get off. I did see one question that we're going to answer, and then we can say our salutation. Someone asked, "How do you feel about business debt?"
Hey, Kevin's in here, first of all. Garage Sale
Is he?
Nation is in the house with
Oh,
his wooden
excuse me.
teeth.
Kevin, you have wooden teeth, and you want a Commonwealth picker tramp stamp? I got you.
Yeah. Thank you, Bree. Thank you for the support. What do I feel about business debt? I think it makes sense for a lot of businesses that are good with money. It doesn't make sense for me because I'm not good with money.
Yep.
And I don't do well with debt. I end up piling it up and getting in trouble. So I don't work with it anymore. I have written it off.
Me and debt, we don't work together.
Me and debt are not friends. I cannot handle it. And so I just don't do it. Don't touch it anymore.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. It's too easy to just be like, "Oh, I'll just pay this down later," and then like,
Yep.
yeah.
I mean,
Like,
I can't even control my whatnot spending. Like having a credit card is a horrible idea for me.
Well, that's why I had to create like we can only use the tip money
Yeah.
because that way, like, I can't force it out anything over that because she would know. She'd be like, "Oh, okay, I know you didn't."
If you're great at money and great at tracking money and handling that sort of stuff, then there's a lot of benefits, right? You get points and free miles and things like that. I'm not good at it. It's not something I can handle.
I know a lot of people that travel because of business debt because they
Yeah.
get the free points and stuff. I just can't do it. Commonwealth Fugler tattoo, that would
With
be pretty
wooden
awesome.
teeth, with wooden teeth. I love it.
I'm not lying. If somebody makes that drawing, I'd probably get that tattoo.
Do you have any tattoos on your scalp?
No, not yet. They just go up. I mean, I guess a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah.
but no, I'm supposed to get the back of my head, the up my neck, and then the back of my head. It was
And
supposed
how
to be
about
this
your
year.
grundle?
My grundle?
Yeah.
That is not tattooed.
That's not.
But the thing above my grundle is tattooed.
Ugh, okay, let's end the show.
So if that's what you wanted to know, I'm glad you came on the show.
The worst.
Ladies and gentlemen, I guess that's it. This is not a podcast, and that is ADH Dave.
Bye.
Later.